Hello everyone, it is Susan here. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do as far as the cover of the album. And I'm gonna show you some pages in my December daily that are done. And then we're going to work just a little bit on the next page that I'm gonna work on. So my last video, I was asking everyone what they thought I should do for this wood veneer that I'm going to put here on top of this fabric. So I was thinking about, well, should I do some heat embossing, which of course would look awesome, or should I just paint it? You know, should I use white? Should I use gold? What? You know, I wasn't sure. But after that video, what I did was I added a couple of die cuts, and I'll have the link below on where I got these die cuts from Etsy. So you can check it out for sure. And I then added some stickles, silver stickles. So once I did that, then I'm like, well, so what am I going to do with the front, right? So I didn't think I could use gold at that point because, I don't know, I was thinking with the gold and the silver so close to one another, it just wouldn't look right. So I'm going to go with silver. Now this was just regular wood color. I painted it with acrylic paint, white, and then we're going to go ahead, and I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I just want to show you, you know, what my thought process is to get a little bit of this silver onto this. So I have an old paintbrush and I'm going to use that. Let me just grab a piece of paper here. I have a piece of paper I've been using for stuff like this. You know, it's always good to have a little bit paper around in case you need it, even to make notes on or whatever. So I'm just going to kind of, I guess I'll put this here. So all I'm going to do, and I'm not going to take the time to do the whole thing on video because I think it'll just take too long and you don't need to see me do this whole thing. But all I'm going to do is go around and put just a little bit, whoops, just a little bit of stickles on here. So if you don't know what stickles are, they're made by Ranger ink, right? And it's glitter glue is really what it is. So if you don't like dry glitter like me, right? Even though I have some, I actually gave most of mine away years ago. But yeah, I'm not into the whole glitter thing. So, but I do like glitter. I just don't like dry glitter. So this glitter glue, Stickles glitter glue, and there's other brands out there and they're all good. You know, it's just a wet medium that has glitter in it. So when it dries, or even just working with it is just so much easier, right? Because you don't have the dry glitter going everywhere. So it's a fun thing to use. I assume they still make it and sell it. Yeah, because I've had this for a while, but I can't imagine that they would have stopped. I don't know if any of you know, since I don't really scrapbook, and to me, a December daily, right, is a scrapbook. Well, at least the way I'm doing it this year, it certainly is. And but I haven't been scrapbooking well, for years in the regular sense. And yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if they still make stickles or not. But I think I'll just finish this word Mary, and then we will, I'm going to pull my album back over here, and we're going to look at some pages together that I finished. So I'm excited about that. I'm not up to date, but you know what? I have all my pictures printed until today. So it's Sunday when I'm making this video. And went to church this morning, and my cousin, she came with me. It was her first time coming, and so I took a selfie of us so that I could document her first time at my church. So, okay, so I'm just going to kind of move this to the side, and let me hold this. I don't know. I want to make sure that you can see how shiny it is. I don't know if, oh, right there. See that? It's like really shiny. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It makes it pop, which is really all I wanted, was something to make this pop. So this kind of worked out well. I will probably do some heat embossing at some point, in this album, but for right now, I'm not. So that's what it's going to look like. So I'll finish putting the stickles on here, and then I'll glue this on, and then my cover is done. So I'm just going to take this off. And you can see that, I added silver here and like inside of some flowers. And, so I like the way this is all going to look together. And I just wanted to share with you how I print my pictures. I use this HP sprocket, and the pictures come out 2 inches by 3 inches, and the back peels off, so you can just stick your picture right onto your page. So this is what I use. I've used this for a few years now, 3 years, 4 years. Yeah, and I still love it. So, yep. So my first page, which I would call my title page. So this is a 8.5 by 11 album. And so the pages, it's actually a Heidi Swap album. And the pages, they came with these white papers in them. And like on the bottom, it says, who, what, where. So it's just a way, it's meant for documenting, for telling a story. And I'm taking those papers out, except for this very first page. So this first page, it said something here. It came with writing in the middle. And so I decided, well, I'm just going to cover that up and create my title page. So I have a couple different paper doilies. I used some of the die cuts, and yeah, and then these thicker numbers were part of the Busy Sidewalks collection. And then I just put one of these really, really, really old K & Company borders. So my goal this year is to use up a whole bunch of old stuff. So some of it is very outdated, like this border, but I like the look of it. So, I'm like, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use as much as I possibly can. So then the next 2 pages are for Thanksgiving. And I see that there's a glare, so let me hold it a different way. So this one right here, or on the left, you can see, let me see if I can hold it. So there's not the glare. I'm going to have to work on that. I didn't realize there would be a glare. So I have a little bit of ribbon. You know what I'm going to do? Duh. Let me just take it out. Okay. So here it is. So the bottom has a little bit of ribbon that had adhesive on it. A Recollections, very old. Then I took an envelope that my friend Cindy had sent to me to use. She had jelly printed it. And I put on a napkin of a turkey. So again, this is for Thanksgiving. I had these really old stickers from Recollections, really old. I've had them for years, and I'm like, I'm putting them on here to get rid of them. And then these up here are also pieces of napkin. So is this. This is a sticker from Creative Memories, super old. And then these stickers here, Creative Memories, super old. I put a little bit of lace, and it's on a piece of watercolor paper that I just tore. I thought about edging the edges with some brown ink, and I might still do that, but I don't feel I have to. But on the back of it, let me make sure I don't put too much here. On the back of it, I put my order for Thanksgiving from Wegmans. So I order food from them every year for Thanksgiving, and that's what's on there. So that's that page. So then I just stick that, what I would call like a, a journaling spot or a tag. I just stick it in there. So then the next page is also Thanksgiving. I only have 2 pages for Thanksgiving. And so I had some pictures of the food, and my daughter and my granddaughter ended up being sick. It just kind of changed the whole thing. I have a little picture of the table decorated for Thanksgiving. I had some food I had packed for them, and just some old papers. So what I'm finding that I'm enjoying with this, since it's scrapbook style, is layering papers, patterned papers. So like I have this background paper, then the lighter color, then the darker, and then another color over here that goes this way. So I remember that I always really enjoyed doing that. There's some stickers here, old ones from Creative Memories. Yeah, so that was easy peasy for Thanksgiving. Then, let me take this out. I think I only have 2 more pages to show you. And then we'll talk about my next page. Okay, so for December 1st, and I almost always do this, is I do a calendar. And someone on the December Daily Inspiration Group, Everything Goes Facebook page had shared a link of printable free calendars, calendar, for December. And so I used that link, and I just shrunk the calendar down and printed it. And so I always like to have the December calendar in my December Daily. And I use those same die cuts. I used one here, and this is how I'm going to do my numbers, is I'm going to use one of the die cuts of holly or pine or poinsettias, pine cones, that kind of thing. And I have this Echo Park set of numbers. And you can see they're fairly large. I mean, it's this almost, basically the length of my thumb. Yep. So I'm going to use these numbers, which I've had for a while. So it's going to be good to use these up. Even though I don't do a page every day, it'll still be nice to use a bunch of those. I have some chipboards on here, some old chipboard stickers. And then I have, this is stickers from the Busy Sidewalks collection. So I have that. So that's day 1. Day 2, so I'm going to have to bring up like little Post-its or something to hide faces, because every once in a while there's a face that I don't want to share. Let me see if I can somehow do this. Okay, I'll do this. So I just put it over their eyes. their face. So again, some paper. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting a piece of pattern paper, right? Whichever one I am choosing, the 7.5 by 11. And so that's my base page is the 7.5 by 11. And then I'm building on top of that the different pattern papers. So this is one, another, right? And then that's the base. So again, I'm really finding that I'm enjoying this, and you'll see the number 2 with another die cut under it. This is another die cut from that collection. Again, the link is down below. And it's from the winter formal that my granddaughter and all of her friends went to. And yeah, so some stickers from Busy Sidewalks. Yeah. So, and a little paper clip with a charm of an angel with some rhinestones on it, which I love. I'm glad I found a spot for it. So that's there. So this is day 1 and day 2. And I have pictures up through day 5. And then I'm going to skip then to day 8. So again, I don't do every day. But what I'm going to do for day 3, which was a Sunday, is we had a family Zoom where a whole bunch of us get together. So all across the U.S. and from Poland and Ukraine. And so that was on December 3rd. And there is a picture I'm going to add, but I have to get it from my mother, so I don't have it here. But I will plan around that. But I do want to document on a page about that, right? It was the first time, like we've been doing that for my grandfather's side of the family, but my grandmother's side, it was the first time one of them has joined, although we do connect on Facebook. So it's, it's awesome. That's all I can say. It's really awesome. So I want to write a little bit about that. And I thought, well, let me pull out one of my pockets that I made last year. Last year, I made a whole bunch. I don't know how many, a lot. It was a great way to use up paper scraps, different pockets and belly bands and that kind of thing. So I want to use them because that's my goal, is to use up stuff from my stash. So that's what I'm going to do. But when I can't decide because I really like them all. So I think I might go with this. So this is just a piece of fabric that I put like a little cluster. It's basically a cluster, really. Different papers, all with the edges edged in black. This is actually paper up here and a little wood veneer. And I was thinking about adding this to a page and just adhering it on the top and the bottom, leaving it as a tuck spot or a belly band. So, and then I had this tag that I already made, right? It's just a piece of paper with some fabric, a little bit of lace. And I would use this to document on, and then I would be able to put the picture there. The more I talk about this, I really like this option. So what would happen if this is just glued on the top and on the bottom, leaving the sides open, then I can just tuck this in here. Now, my pages are in pockets, right? They're in plastic, and I realize that. I get it. It's not going to be easy to take this out. Maybe I should tuck it in this way so that I could literally pull this out without having to take the whole page. Ooh, that's a thought. That's a thought. Maybe I'll do that because that would look nice as well. So anyways, excuse me, I'm thinking of that. But then I was just like, I have this little this little container. And in here, you know, I have some AT coins that I want to use. I have a whole bunch of all different size and shapes. Well, not really shapes, but all different sizes of tags in here that over the years, you know, I have collected or people have sent to me. Even here are some other tags that I had made, you know, fabric with different laces. I have this one, which I love. And then here's a belly band I made last year. This, I would love to be able to use this. I'm thinking maybe I'll use that on the page after this one. These are just, this was from doing a master board, you know, and then you turn it over and you cut it. This, and this are from that. I don't remember if I did that last year or 2 years, but I can either like leave them in this shape and use them to journal on the back, or I can cut them and make tags out of them. So I have these. I have this cute little tag. And then this one here. Yep, so I want to use these things up. But so I wasn't sure if I was going to use something like this. So I have all of these little pockets. So all of these have a pocket. And I thought that I could use one of these. And I don't know. I think I might be leaning towards that first one with the snowman on it. Is this a double? This is a double pocket. This one, it actually is a bag, a white bag with a stamped present and stamped ornaments on it. Is this a double? Yep, so you can tuck in down there and you can tuck in up there. I have this one, so this is like a belly band type thing. And then I have this, which I love. I thought I was going to use this to document the Zoom with my family. I think I got this idea from Scrappy Debbie Doodah. I think I said that wrong. I forget. You know who I'm talking about. And I love it. I even have like this little, right, that I could put a picture in, and I could journal and put it in one of these side pockets. I have this cute little paper clip with a bird on it. I was thinking of using this, but then, oops, come on. Uh-oh. Get in there. But then, when I saw this, I think I'm going to use this and I'll document and then put the picture. So, yeah, so these are like a bunch of different things that I've made. Most of them last year, some years even before that. You know what? But when you have used packages like this that have the cardboard, keep them, because you can make tags out of these. So you don't want to throw those pieces away, the packaging away. You want to keep them so you can make more tags. Like, so what I'll do is I'll probably go through either this Recollections pad or the Busy Sidewalks. It's still one of my favorite ever, maybe the favorite ever collection that I've ever had. I even have the smaller pad, which has gold on the pages. Super pretty, super pretty. Where's the gold? You can see there's gold, like foil, right? I'll pick out one of these papers and I'll make a page. I'll cut the 8.5 by 11. Let's just say, I don't know that I'll use this, and I do kind of like that. I'll cut this paper to 8.5 by 11, which will fit into the pocket in my album. I'll glue this, or however I decide to glue it. And then this tag, I'll have my photo of the Zoom, and I'll document about how we get together on Zoom for my family. So actually, I really like this. I like this a lot because I like it with the green, right? It looks pretty. So that is it. So that's where I'm at. So I'm actually on day 3, but I do have photos printed out up until day 5. So I'm good, except I have to print out photos today, which is day 8 or 9, whatever today is, Sunday. 10th? I have no idea. Isn't that terrible? That's what happens when you retire. It's like, oh my gosh. Today is the 10th, Sunday the 10th. Yep, and I want to include my parents in the album. So I have this probably 4x6 card that I made in July, Christmas in July in 2018. And I've always had a problem using it because it's blue. But I want to include this picture of my parents. This was November 29th. I know it's not December, but that's okay. I don't care. I'm getting it into this album. Of their 71st wedding anniversary. So just a few weeks ago, they had their 71st wedding anniversary. And my father's wearing blue. So I'm going to use this. I'm probably going to put the picture right there, right on top of this. And I'm going to have a page that's geared towards blue. So I'll be able to use that. And then in just showing you those tags, the blue on here also keeps me from using this often. So maybe I can somehow maybe include this too. Maybe make this a pocket, right? And then include that so it can go in there, and then I can write about it on the back. Maybe I'll do that. And then that gets this and this out of my stash that I've had for years, right? So I think I will do that. And then I just wanted to show you real quick that I do have this stash of used, pieces of scrapbook, Christmas scrapbook, and pages, right, with text and stuff like that in here, that I look here first as I'm doing my layers of pattern paper. I look through this first, and I'll pull out from here. If I don't have what I need, then I'll go to, one of my pads and pull out paper that. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will be back in a week or so with my progress and what we're doing next. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. God bless. Bye-bye.